All right, howdy folks. I'm going to show you why Notability is the best app that they finally got for your students. Notability really takes their iPads from being just kind of playthings to something that they can actually work in a professional manner. So let's go through it. I'm going to start in Schoology because that's likely how you would get things to your students. Let's say you have posted this PDF that you want me to read through. Maybe it's a science thing that you want me to fill out. Maybe it is an entire book. Doesn't matter. If you're not familiar with what PDF is, PDF is basically documents that have both text and pictures. Super common. Probably the most common file format because it includes so many different things rather than just a picture or just text. So I'm in Schoology with this PDF. I'm going to send it out now to open in Notability right out of Schoology. I'm going to create a note. 146 pages, so there's really probably not a limit to the size. Well, there probably is, but I doubt we're going to hit it. So now I have that PDF open in Notability. I'm actually going to go back so you can see the main screen where everything's organized. So on the left here I have all my folders. This is how I do my songwriting, basically, my note taking. I have other things in here as well. Got some drawings from my wife. Have some manuals I've been reading through. I'm going to actually open up one of those now because it's already been annotated. So let's go through what we can do with Notability. So we got this PDF. We could have just started with a blank page too for just note taking, but I think you will likely be sending things out to your students that you want them to write on and send back to you. So I'm going to demonstrate that. All right, so up here we have all of our tools and functions. On the far right, we have our pages view. Now, this little one is views all my pages. I can bookmark my pages from here as well. Next to it, the little folded corner is all of my pages that have annotations on them, which is awesome because let's say I just read this 100-page document. I don't need to go back through all 100 pages to find the information I want. I can actually see on here the things I'm looking for. So let's say, like I'm looking for this page. I was looking for where Watch the Game Trace was, and it was easy for me to see in my annotation page view. To the right of that, we can see any pages that are bookmarked. And then we also have a search tool. Because it's a PDF, it recognizes all the text and we can search through the text. All right, let's shut that window. Our little wrench here just lets us change what the paper is. So let's say it was a blank document. I could have lined paper, I could have graph paper. I think you can even do custom papers. All right, we also have the plus tool. Plus tool lets us insert photos from our album, lets us take a photo and insert it. Figure lets me draw a figure. I'm not sure. I think math people might use that one more than anything. Web clip lets me insert web clips, and stickies lets me insert kind of a pre-formatted little text box. All right, so let's go through the main tools. The first main tool is T for text box. The text box, I click and I now have a text box. If this was a blank note, I can also just click the top left corner and it'll start text in the top left corner and go down. Now I actually use this app for most of my text. The only advantage that, let's say, a document has is that you can do some of that custom formatting. So maybe when you're about to turn in a paper, opening up in Microsoft Word or Pages or whatever might be better, but I do all of my writing in here actually. All of my note taking, all of my idea stuff, all of my annotating. So Yep, for my typing. And as always, you can hit the microphone and it will listen to you talking and it will insert whatever you are talking about in. I prefer this to typing a lot of the time actually because typing on the iPad is annoying and I already have bad enough carpal tunnel syndrome from playing piano. So let's avoid that, folks. All right. Next is, oh, I'm actually going to skip over here to the recording section. Delete the old recording quick. All right, so when I hit this little microphone up here, it is going to record whatever's going on in the background. Now that is super helpful. So imagine you're giving a lecture and you want them to be able to hear you. iPads have awesome mics. They're great for that sort of thing. So you could just hit the record and now it's recording audio. It's also doing something really cool in the background that I'll show you once we're done here. Next, I'm going to go to my pencil tool. Pencil tool is what it sounds like. It lets you draw. Yeah, let's do pink. Let's start with pink. It lets you draw. It lets you write things in. Write in stuff. You know, draw some arrows, underline things, circle things. I like to write big in the top corner so that when I'm in my annotations view, I can see it if I'm looking for an idea. I can also change the width. I can change the colors. Let's do some pretty colors. Oh, look at all those pretty colors. Are you impressed, art people? And up here it's kind of a standard width or even width, and then this is a kind of calligraphy style over here. All right, next to that we have our highlighter, super important. We can highlight, and again we can change the width, we can change the colors. And a real cool thing is, ooh, this is really important. I want to highlight it a bunch, and you'll notice that it makes the highlighting stronger or thicker, darker, I guess is the appropriate word, which is a pretty cool thing, I think. Next, we have our eraser. Now, the eraser is nice because I don't need to erase every single thing. When I put my finger over just the line, it deletes the entire thing. Okay, which is nice. Which leads us to a super important button, which is the undo button, the most used button for me at least. Then we have the scissor tool. Scissor tool is pretty cool. It lets me select objects. Anything you write in, you can kind of think of as a collection of objects. And I can then move those objects. So, you know, maybe I wanted to do something different here, but what's a better example? Maybe I wanted to write something different here, but I wanted to save this note for later, so I could move it down and then I could type something else in. I can also use the scissor tool to do any sort of copy paste sort of function. All right, lastly we have the little pointy finger guy. He lets me just scroll. Normally when you're in a pencil tool you have to use two fingers, otherwise it actually marks. This is nice when you're just reading through things so you don't accidentally make marks. Alright, sorry my iPhone shut off. So we just finished with the little pointer tool, which lets you just scroll around without actually doing any annotations. I stopped my recording and now I can listen to it. And we'll see what's going on there. So let's hit play. Don't you love hearing your voice? So I want you to watch what is happening with the annotations as I scroll through this audio. Annotations view, I can see it if I'm looking for an idea. So you'll notice that it connected in real time the annotations that I'm doing with the audio. So as I'm going through the audio, the annotations, which kind of fuzz out, write themselves back in. I'm recording again. It also, you can do that in reverse. I can click on an annotation and I can go to that spot in the audio.
Impressed art people, listen, really important. I want to highlight it a bunch,
So
and you'll notice that
let's imagine I type the word, or I write in the word molecule because you're up front talking about molecules. Now when I go back and I click on where I typed molecules, I will hear your voice talking about molecules. So that's a pretty cool function, I think. All right, lastly, we're going to send this back into Schoology. So I have finished filling out my science paper, or I have finished annotating the book you gave me, and I'm going to send it back to you so you can check it out. In the top left here, I have the send out. I can email, Dropbox, Google Drive, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to share. I'm just going to have the PDF. I'm not going to include the recordings on this one. I hit share note. Now it is summing up the original PDF and it is putting the annotations on top of it and making a brand new PDF. And it's taking a little bit, but it's a 100-page file, probably 30 pages of annotations on it. Now I can, I could even airdrop to my wife right now, but I'm going to open in Schoology. Now, if I'm a student, I would probably submit to assignment. I can just drop it in whatever assignment you wanted, or I can add to my resources. I'm just going to add to resources here. I'm going to upload it, and that's the whole process. Notability is really powerful. I use it for everything, and I think it's well worth your time to learn and to spend using with your students, because it's a pretty professional program, and the sky's the limit for you. So enjoy and have fun with your new Notability app. All right, have a good one, folks.